Hiya all.
I'm wearing dingly bobbers.
Yeah, he sure is, ain't you? So, I guess, this is like, we did one post at the beginning of this whole shutdown quarantine thing. Now we're doing one kind of at the end of it, don't you think?
I hope so.
I think a lot of people hope so. And I'll add my observations to this.
Well, I hope that we post this video.
So I noticed that during the shutdown that it has caused a divide, and the divide is obviously along socio-political perspectives.
And it's not just the left side of the door and the right side of the door.
Right.
There's a door back there.
Uh-huh. Well, what is it then?
Goes back in the house.
So anyway, it seems to be like, of course, left politics, right politics.
It always comes back to that.
Yeah, blue team versus red team.
Rah, rah, rah.
And, so, there are those who say...
We're referencing movies. Yeah, but no, it's the Democrats and the Republicans, right?
Yes, yeah. It is. But so, Bucket, we probably offended already. So good. I mean, if you're that easily offended,
yay!
Yeah, hurrah! So, but of course, those to the left, I'll say, Team Blue. I'll push it back a little bit. There we go. Team Blue is like all about following government orders and, staying inside because they think that shutting yourself down in your basement with a lifetime supply of shit tickets is going to be the answer to this. Well,
He said shit tickets.
Yeah.
See, now, on that note, you got a 200-year supply of toilet paper, but a week's supply of food. I just have to point that out.
That's true, too.
I mean, if you don't put anything in, nothing's going to come out.
Nothing's going to come out. You're right.
It's an observation.
Right about that. On top of that, Sweden has taken a different approach. I think I stuck something on Facebook about this. Sweden's done a different approach, and right now, their numbers are not looking, they're actually, statistically, they're looking better than the United States. So, their approach has been more relaxed. So, things aren't looking that much, things are looking actually better in Sweden, statistically, than they are here in the States.
And that's hard to say.
Yeah.
Because normally, we don't really have good things to say about Sweden.
Not all the time, no. But, just, their chief epidemiologist, I guess health, I don't know. Their chief health person is saying they are developing herd immunity, and it's slowing down the spread of the virus. And I think that I kind of believe that was going to have to be the way this thing played out anyway.
I mean, if you want to think about it in such a way, I mean, evolutionarily speaking, if that's even a word, we have far more infected people here in the States than anywhere else in the world. And all those people, the ones that survive, obviously, will develop an immunity to it. And the next time something like this happens, hopefully it's not in our lifetime, maybe they'll be better off, or their descendants will be.
Right.
I mean, that's sort of how this works. I mean, how was it I put it the other day? We're talking about politeness and politics.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's all about politics and politeness, and nature just doesn't work that way.
Right.
I mean, we're the only species on the planet that props up our weaker members, and that's commendable. You know, that's what separates us from the animals, obviously.
Right.
That and, fashion.
Right. And P.F. Chang's.
Totally.
Yeah.
P.F. Chang's.
But yeah, you can definitely take a whole new conversation about that. Not P.F. Chang's.
I could totally have a conversation about P.F.
Propping up, weaker.
Yeah. No, I mean, you don't see many wheelchair ramps in the jungle.
No. Well, the
And again, it's commendable.
We've been falling somewhere. I think both of us have been falling somewhere in the middle of this thing. I'm not ready to just go jump into a swimming pool packed with, 100 other people. I wouldn't do that anyway.
Or pythons.
But I'm also, I'm ready to start winding this thing down.
It's very depressing, really.
Well,
I mean,
it's not just that. It's not just that it's depressing, but this can only work for so long, and I think we've gotten it to work for about as long as it's going to work.
Yeah, I mean, I want to support our favorite businesses that we like to frequent.
Yeah.
I'd love to reconnect with some people that I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Now that the curve is starting to flatten out, you're seeing articles pop up all over the place. Did we overreact? Well, I don't think there's a whole lot of question about that. But did we make the right moves? Hard to say because they're not used to dealing with this particular virus. But the hiding out in your house. Without completely decimating the economy, which is what we've done already, is only going to work for so long, and what is going to turn out to have been worse. How many people are unable to pay their rent now? How many have lost their jobs? How many have committed suicide because they can't deal with the isolation? How many have suffered mental health issues because of this?
Yeah.
So it ain't all one-sided.
Yeah, I think I was pointing that out, or trying to point that out to someone the other day, and some people just don't want to color outside the lines, but and I said there's two diametrically opposing viewpoints. There's the people who say that well, forget the economy, if we're dead, that's what's the point of and then of course there's the people who say, well, if the economy's in the shitter, then this little virus is going to be the least of our troubles. And, if you look at the numbers, and believe me, everyone's looked at the numbers. I've looked at the numbers. And globally, I think so far, the survival rate is 90%. Here in the States, it's actually 95%.
Yeah.
And then when you dissect the cases, or the fatalities even further, I think at least a fifth of those cases of the coronavirus. We haven't actually said it up until this point. Are involving nursing homes, and when everyone was panicked about the young people that are dying from the coronavirus, they're finding out now. Oh, most of those people were vapors.
Yeah.
They had destroyed their lungs.
Yeah.
Or they had other underlying health issues, which we couldn't discuss because of HIPAA, of course. So given all the information that you don't have, where does your mind go?
Yeah.
And you brought up something interesting in the car about when you give the monster a name.
Right.
And
naming and framing.
Naming and framing.
So what if this had never been given a name? What if it had just been like something that rippled through the country, and it was like, oh, this is odd.
Yeah, a lot of people are sick.
Yeah, but then people have said, oh well. What would have happened then? And then you gave it this parameter. You framed it. You named it, and then you gave it like this defining parameter. And people said, oh, that's it. Oh, look, a cough. He's coughing. He's scratching. He's bleeding. He's sniffling. He's got coronavirus. Now you got coronavirus hiding around every corner, trying to jump you at every available opportunity. And it just wasn't the case. We here in, I think, did I say this last time? But, like, Guilford County, it's like ranked 4th worst in the country. In the country for
not doing what we're told to do.
Yeah, not complying with stay-at-home orders, and we have had no significant spike. I mean, we're not going out and having parties.
Oh yeah, like I'm not licking every light switch and doorknob and
Right.
cell phone I come across,
But it hasn't. We've had the same kind of really moderate numbers that most states have, except for like West Virginia and like weird strange places like that who haven't had many cases.
I think that Guilford County is a wonderful number 4 in the country of counties. Now, in the continental United States, there's over 3,000 counties, and we're number 4, and not.
It's hard to believe there's not more than that.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
maybe that's just when I got tired of counting them. It's about 3,000.
Yeah, okay.
And of course, I think that's a great representative of North Carolina because we are the Tar Heel state. I think our North Carolina's philosophy was during the Revolutionary War was, well, if everyone else revolts against England, I guess we'll do it too.
Yeah.
That's why it's the Tar Heel state.
Tar Heel, that's funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's our 2 or 3 or 4 cents, I guess. 4 cents. 2. Yeah, so that's 4 cents.
Actually, I found 21 cents, 2 dimes, and a penny on the ground in the wine store during the pandemic, and I picked that change up.
I just wouldn't talk about
I'm not
this.
afraid of 2 dimes and a penny
On the floor.
on the floor
At Total Wine.
at Total Wine.
Great.
What?
Good deal.
Paid for part of the wine.
So, thanks to everybody for the birthday wishes. And we'll see you next time on VA. Go on, baby. Yeah.